Do I really need to work out today? I have been pretty busy and it's a little cold outside and I think I did enough last week. And there'll probably be traffic on the way to the gym and it'll be really crowded. We've all done it, made those excuses not to work out, and one day becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 10. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can stop making these 4 exercise excuses and instead create that sustainable routine that not only helps you see results, but actually helps you build a lifestyle. I'll even share a 10-minute full body workout at the end you can do anywhere with no equipment. Hey guys, it's Corey from Redefining Strength, where we help you move, feel, and look your best at any and every age. So let's talk about excuses, because we've all made them at one point or another. The thing about excuses is they're valid, at least to some extent. They stem from what we value and therefore prioritize in our lives. But if we want a new and better result, not only do our priorities need to shift, but we need to take ownership of what our priorities are and what we're willing to adjust to see the results we want. We have to own our priorities to even recognize where we aren't willing to change so we can work around them. Because many of our priorities, like our job or family life, are probably never going to change, and we don't necessarily want them to. So we're not just going to magically have more time or energy tomorrow, which means we have to own those priorities and plan around them. And that's why in this video, I want to share 4 common exercise excuses and how you can overcome them to see the amazing results you want with a plan realistic for your lifestyle. Excuse number 1 is, I'm too old. The stinky but simple truth of the matter is, being alive means getting older by the second. You can't stop it. Therefore, you've got to accept it and do what you can to keep moving forward. Our age doesn't really dictate what we can and cannot do. And the more we stop doing things, the quicker we actually feel and move and look older. While you may be thinking, but I have all these aches and pains, I don't recover as fast as when I was younger. The simple fact is, many of these things actually aren't due to our age. Yes, they've accumulated over time, and the older we are, often the more we've allowed them to add up. But they're often tied to improper diet and exercise practices or accidents we've had earlier on. These are often things that could add up at any age if we don't address them. So while age might feel like an excuse not to train, it's even more reason to actually start exercising the way we should. There's no time like the present to start training to move and feel your best. Don't skip that prehab work. Learn to control those movement patterns so you don't get injured. Regress to progress and build up doing movements that you can fully control so that you learn how to engage muscles properly. You want to focus on moves that you can do without causing aches and pains. But realize that using age as an excuse will only cause you to age faster. Instead, focus on what you can do to build muscle, to look your leanest, and improve your movement patterns to move without aches and pains. Excuse number 2 is, I don't have enough time. Because of family, work, school, life, travel, you probably will never have enough time to do everything you want to do. That's life. And this isn't a bad thing, but we need to take ownership of our priorities and plan around them. If family life and work and travel and everything else going on, you only have 10 minutes to train, use that 10 minutes. Design a workout that matches the time you realistically have to train. And as much as you might be thinking, well, how good is 10 minutes going to be? How much can it really do? That's 10 minutes more than you would have taken otherwise. Something is better than nothing, not only because of the 10 minutes, but because of the momentum it can build. Plus 10 minutes adds up over the weeks and months. And often it leads to us wanting to do more over finding an excuse not to train. It gets us in the habit and mindset. So 10 minutes becomes 15 or even 20, and 1 or 2 days becomes 3 or 4. Stop sabotaging yourself by trying to force some ideal schedule you saw some fitness competitor on social media doing, and instead design for the time you actually have. This will help you build consistency and achieve those amazing results. And if you need that quick 10-minute burner, you'll love the workout I'll share that even addresses excuse number 4. Excuse number 3, but I've got aches and pains and injuries. Injuries are the worst, and often we do need to adapt our training around them, but they aren't an excuse to not move or exercise at all. Often there are so many ways to modify around aches and pains, and your exact injury or aches and pains might dictate what modifications you need. For some, a shoulder injury may mean no push-ups or pressing at all. For others, it may mean just modifying off an incline for push-ups or using lighter bands to do a chest press. Even if you have an ankle injury and can't stand up to train, you can do so many seated upper body exercises and even mini band moves to target parts of your lower body. It might not be your ideal, but it'll keep you in the habit and routine. It can even help you recover from injury quicker. Continuing to train can help create that anabolic environment to help you recover faster. You can even do some unilateral exercises on the unaffected side to help you retain lean muscle even while your training intensity may be lower. Resting an injury, while it might be necessary to start, doesn't actually help you correct the underlying underlying problem. It doesn't address the movement compensations that actually led to the overload in the first place. Using this time you have when you're injured to take that step back to address those mobility restrictions and areas of weakness can actually help you come back stronger. While you never want to push through the pain and ultimately compensate, which can make things worse, you don't want to use an injury as an excuse not to train at all. You can always keep moving in some way, shape, or form. Even walking may be meeting yourself where you're at to stay in a routine. The more you do, the more you do, and we don't want to lose that momentum forward. Excuse number 4 is, I can't go to the gym, but I have to train at home. I don't have time to make it to the gym. I travel and only have a hotel room with very little space. I don't have equipment. Not having access to a gym is not an excuse not to train. Honestly, especially if you're just starting out or starting back, you may be better off training at home using just your own body weight. This can help you really dial in and master those fundamental movements, and it can even save you time. You don't have to drive to the gym, you can spend that time training. Don't underestimate how amazing bodyweight workouts can be no matter our fitness level. Even if you're more advanced, you can create progression by changing the range of motion of moves, adjusting tempos, creating more instability through unilateral exercises, and even through how you design your workouts and the volume you include. Use what you've got, because something is better than nothing and can help you create that strong foundation. And if you've ever said, I can't go to the gym because you're nervous or embarrassed, don't be. I know that's easier said than done, but hiring a coach can help you have that security to learn what direction. They can be your guide to a new place. And also just recognize that change in a new environment can be intimidating. So find ways to help yourself ease in, even if you start by training at home to gain more confidence in your movements and get in a routine first. And if you found yourself making these excuses, here's a great routine you can try this week. No equipment is required, and I'll even share modifications, although you can always adjust this to match your needs and goals as you progress in your workouts. There are so many little variations we can make to moves to really help them address our needs and goals. So the bodyweight burner. Set a timer for 10 minutes and complete as many rounds through the circuit as you can. Rest only as needed and try and beat the number of reps or the variations of moves you use next time through. If you do have weights or bands, you can always add those in. For the circuit, you're gonna do 4 moves. The first move is the airborne lunge. Do 5 to 10 reps per side. You can modify with a reverse lunge or even a straight leg lunge back. Exercise number 2 is the single arm doorway row. Do 5 to 10 reps per side. Modified to a 2-arm doorway row or even scapular wall reps. Exercise number 3 is side lunge with pulse. Do 5 to 10 reps per side. Modified to a basic side lunge or even a side lunge drop to keep your feet stationary. The final move is climber push-ups. Do 3 to 5 reps per side. Modify this move off an incline or even using a wall for the push-up. Workouts don't have to be long or complicated to produce results and create those healthy, sustainable routines. Especially starting out, to overcome those excuses, realize that less is more. You can always add in more as you feel more comfortable and you build that momentum. And if you're ready to prove that age is just a number and fitness is about ability, check out my How to Build Muscle at Any Age video next. I'll also link to another helpful video to help you build muscle using only bodyweight training. If you liked the video, make sure to like it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe. We're posting new videos each week.